Hello and good evening. Welcome to everybody out there in wherever you are in the world. It is so great to be with you guys again tonight here on FAE News Network for the very next episode. So I am your host, Fairy Princess Lolly, and tonight I am here with Count Morbid and Baron Gunther Hammerhands and Famous Dana the Boggin. And then Ion the Leprechaun will be with us shortly. He is currently running behind doing a thing. Apparently, this week is his week to be on fairy time. So please, if you guys will, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's just get that out of the way. Pow for the evening. Get that out of the way. What?
So that's right. Hit it.
Yeah, that's right. Hit it.
Smoke whatever Ion's doing, he does not get chemical burn because he was dealing with smoking things, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I am pretty sure that he will not get chemical burn. So tonight our show is sponsored by an all-new sponsor who is eSpec Books and our friends over at eSpec Books, which you may actually have remembered them from an author reads. They've been on there, a couple of authors from this small publishing house. They are funding their next round of fantastic novels, which are Lucky Devils and Witchy Ways, in their newest campaign over at Kickstarter, where they've already funded 4 books in the past. So they've had successful Kickstarters in the past. And you may be familiar with these if you have checked out their stuff from seeing on the show before. It's Megan Mackey's The Devil's Day, and Michelle D. Saunier's An Unceasing Hunger, which is the sequel to her book, The Clockwork Witch. And then we have Ty Drago's newest young adult Dragons, which is an anthology called Horns and Halos. And they have loads of bonuses that are already unlocked. So the Kickstarter is funded, but you can get in early on the ground and, of course, get the Kickstarter bonuses that come with that. And if you are interested in that sort of exclusive thing, I'll put that going down there at the bottom here for a little bit. And also the link to their Kickstarter can be found in our low bar and in our description. So go check them out if you like to get in, support indie artists and whatnot. And I'm sure they would love to see you over there, or you can just simply shop with them. All of their Facebook, follow them on Facebook, find them in the links below. So,
can I ask you a question?
Has anyone?
You mean another one?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's a Kickstarter?
A Kickstarter is called a crowdsourcing platform where people from the public can go to the Kickstarter, and is where, say, an artist, musician, or some sort of other independent creator is looking to create. They want to bring their project to life, but they do not have the initial funds to do so. So they will put up a Kickstarter, you go and contribute to it, and usually as a bonus for contributing to the Kickstarter early on, depending on how much you want to put in, then you can get certain benefits that only the Kickstarter contributors get. And then when the product is out, then you will get the product when it's done. Or you can just go and give money to their Kickstarter, and you can do that without requesting any product if you just want to support those people. Although I love Kickstarter because I like to get all the little goodies and bonuses that only the Kickstarter people will get. So
you want to be exclusive, is what you're saying.
This ties in. This ties into the question that I wanted to ask, which is there a level for? Do Kickstarters have a level where you can contribute and they will let you kick things?
I mean, yeah, that's actually a really good question. I like it.
Yes, like at this level, we will let you kick a thing. You know?
Oh, okay, so Kickstarter, the company that is the hosting platform, does not choose what the level rewards are. So hypothetically, you could create a Kickstarter wherein one of the rewards is, and at this level, for a $25 or $50 donation, not only will you get whatever product it is that we are putting out there, but you can also kick Gunther Hammerhands in the shin. You
I
can
mean,
also
the
put
universe
a
doesn't happen like that.
into Count Morbid's face.
It sounds like she put some thought into this.
Why do you always have to be so mean to Gunther? Yeah.
I mean, are you suggesting that we should do a Kickstarter?
We don't have to kick a person. I don't know why you took it that it had to be kicking a person. That's
no.
I mean,
that's just
I think
dark.
him calling me a person is the sweetest thing he's ever said about me.
I mean, I'm just wondering.
Semi-sentient. I mean, you're you're organic. You have a pulse. I mean, basically, I'm saying you're a mammal. Like kicking a tree or a plant might be okay, but I mean, like I don't want to kick a dumb animal or person. Gunther is at least one of those things.
Okay.
I am going to share this because I can here. So this is eSpec's book Kickstarter, since you guys are asking questions about Kickstarter. And so here you can see that
I'm just asking about kicking things.
Yes, and so I'm just gonna look really quick here. That's not what I wanted to look at. No, go back. There we go. Because I want to see. Let's see. We have no. Let's see. Interested in the book? You can get a digital copy.
By the way,
let's see. Thanks
the
for
reason
the book. Still no kicking.
I was gonna say I will never be hosting one of these because I'm too afraid that I would accidentally show my browser history.
I mean, I guess that's a thing. So I'm guessing though that they do not have no kick the baby. So it has given me this idea though that perhaps we should think about doing a Kickstarter for one of the events where you get to kick, hit, or otherwise smash particular things. And once we have a place for Dreamhaven where we can set up the giant 18-foot trebuchet again, can launch things from the trebuchet.
By the way, I apologize for being rude, but it's been a busy day and I was cooking for the castle minions. Basically, I'm eating my snake and spider stew. So, but I will hit mute so that there's less smack chew noises. Also, haha, I'm eating
spider stew. That's a thing, huh? Yeah.
So I think we need to start.
It's actually a movie reference. Snake and Spider Stew.
What movie?
Oogie Boogie's Boys. Nightmare Before, After, and During Christmas. Yes. Snake and Spider Stew.
Nightmare Around Christmas.
Yes. Nightmare Before Solstice. Huh? Yeah, it's in the song. The Oogie Boogie Boys, Lock, Shock, and Barrel are talking about how if they do a good job, Mr. Oogie Boogie Man will make them their favorite snake and spider stew.
Man,
you uncultured swine.
You know, you can call me a swine, but I am not uncultured. And
just because you go to the ballet does not mean you're cultured. I go to the ballet and look at
when it comes to Tim Burton movies, you appear to be uncultured.
Uneducated.
That is not true. I know a lot of Tim Burton movies. I think.
I love it. This is apparently the most offensive thing I've ever said to or about you.
I'm pretty sure that it probably isn't actually, because even though we're not going to count, we have known one another a very long time, and you are. Although I hate to give you too many compliments all in one evening, because I wouldn't want your head to explode.
A cunning individual.
You are quite witty sometimes. It's true.
I did it for you. You shouldn't have to do it. So my idea is that we get a Kickstarter and start a famous Dana cooking show.
Anything with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter together is a Tim Burton movie.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
I was saying that we need to start a Kickstarter for a famous Dana cooking show.
A famous Dana cooking show?
Yeah.
Who's Tim Burton?
He's a guy that directed Batman.
A movie person.
With the guy.
One of those types of people.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
You're making a reference to the style of movie like Quentin Tarantino movies, right?
Yes.
Okay, I get it now.
I only know weird ones though. Apparently, I don't know all the common modern ones.
Yeah, she knows one from the 1950s and such.
I understand the reference if I knew an example. So I don't get names. I don't you know.
He does a lot of the gothy stuff. You know, like Count Wolvert's House.
Okay.
Man, I always forget something. I don't know. That's irritating. Yes.
The drink?
What?
Did you forget a drink?
A drink.
Like
I do not have anything to drink. That is true. But that is not what I was talking about having forgotten.
What did you forget this time?
I'm not gonna say out loud on the show. I mean, I forgot to go to the YouTube and get everybody's names that entered, so I can put them on the list.
Would you like for me to keep up with that? Go ahead, then.
What?
What?
No, I asked you what.
I asked you what too.
I'm doing it now.
What?
Okay.
I'm very fast.
She's like a ninja.
I'm really excited. I do kind of type like a ninja. Let's see.
An angry one too.
Well, what?
What?
I'm convinced she has that kind of keyboard just so she can understand the anger behind her own typing.
Yes, that must be it. No, I was gonna say I have a thing to open.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. And it's been waiting to open, and so now I want to actually open it. Okay, this is the last one. I've got everybody.
Are you sure you're like
a Christmas present?
I don't know. I feel like it's very Princess Lolly's present hour.
What? No, what? It's been waiting since forever, and since I haven't opened it yet, then I thought I would. Here, I'll show you.
I would like to know when Forever started and when it ended.
Forever started, according to the date on this, July 18th.
Hey, that's a good day.
It's 1 month and 1 day. This is the package.
Are you sure that's a Fairy Princess Lolly present? Because that's my birthday.
I am absolutely sure. Here we go. I'm opening it. Can you guys see? Do I need to
think you're supposed to bend it. I think they're supposed to be bending.
No bending involved.
How about squats, bro?
No, I'm pretty sure it says bend. It says bend book.
It does not. How did you even know it was a book? How do you even know that?
Because that's the only thing you buy.
But that's not true.
Turn it around.
I got this necklace.
Okay, that's fair. It says book.
Literally says.
Oh.
It says book.
I didn't.
Oh.
Yes, I have amazing psychic powers. Karnak.
Is that what it is?
My deductive reason. How do you figure out it was a book? Well,
you read the label. Yeah.
It's not packaged like a mug.
You're packaged like a mug.
Wait.
I have a feeling it might be called Heart of a Grain.
The graying of a heart. That sounds bad.
A tragic romance.
It is.
She does like Nora Roberts.
It's a great book. Does that mean that the book is a heart? What?
Here is what it says. I'm reading you. Yes.
You gonna read it?
There's my little inscription in the front. It says, "You're practically responsible for this, so it's only fair that you get a copy of the monster you created."
That does not
That's
sound
fitting.
Well, I mean, it is fitting. I don't know who
that sounds like a birth announcement.
I mean,
I don't know how I feel about that. No, this is not a youngling. It is a book. And the reason I was excited to open it on the here on the show is because I have permission from the author of this book to do an audio reading of it. So in the future, I will be putting this up, and obviously you can see it's got some length to it, so it will be going up chapter by chapter.
It's fitting that you actually have a copy if you're going to do it.
That's what we need to do a Kickstarter for. Gunther reading a book.
Yeah.
Gunther reading a book.
Yes, Fama Dana. It does in fact come handy to have a copy of the book before reading out loud.
I would think.
Well, I feel very honored to have a copy of this sort of secret fairy lore. So
how does this happen that you came across this fairy lore?
Wait, what?
How does it happen that you got to do this thing?
Well, I talked to the author and they told me I could read it.
So that's all I got to do is talk to authors and be able to read their things.
Hello, Ion. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How did you do, neighbor?
The information that I want.
I don't know. I guess you could try to talk to authors. Sometimes you don't have to if it's just like public domain. That's usually what I read on the channel.
That's what I'm saying. You read it all the time, so I wanted to know how to do it.
We just need a book called Gunther Goes Punch. Just called Gunther Goes Punch.
I want Gunther to read the alphabet.
Or Gunther Gets Hammered. Gunther Gets Hammered.
That's a good book.
So at Washington Midsummer Ren Fair, that is the name of one of their pubs, is the Hammered Troll.
That was named after me. It is confirmed.
I'm pretty sure I've got that right.
And confirmed.
It wasn't named after you. It was named after a troll that is no longer with us, has crossed the Rainbow Bridge.
Oh.
Yes. One of your great ancestors. What are you doing over there? Why can we only see the top of your head in your goggles?
It's because my eyes are not able to. I need glasses that don't have scratches and don't reflect everything in front of me, so I can actually see. I can do this and squint so I can see the screen.
Well, if you weren't so far away above everything,
so I'm not.
Be closer.
I'm not. It's a figment and an illusion.
So we have an awesome artist today, and I'm excited to have them here on the show. And it's getting time. We've got like 3 minutes, but they're already back in the wings. And before we bring them in, what are you doing, Count Morbid?
He's dancing.
Morbid's showing off his hair. He actually has hair now.
Oh, no.
Well, so before we bring them in, we need to do the drawing for last week's prize.
Which was?
The Mermaid. Do I even have it near me? I thought I had it near me.
It is. Look at that. Look over on the blue bin. In the blue bin, right?
The blue bin. The blue bin is way far away. I don't think I can reach that far. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try. Hold on. Oh, the blue bin. It's for the Mermaid Seashell. Yes, here it is. Okay, the Mermaid Seashell with the freshwater pearl. Okay, and
it's pretty.
It is. I'm gonna show it to you guys. One more, since I happen to have this one.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Here is this week's prize.
Woo! It's pretty.
Yes. And it's got that, you can see that cool pearl inside there.
It's a freshwater pearl, yeah?
Yes, and actually, if you take this off of its little blue string, you can open it up and you can put different things in there. So if you wanted to maybe even put something in there like a little fragrant piece of cotton or something, so it was kind of aromatherapy, you could do that.
But not sand.
That is not
You
anything I ever would have put
can.
in.
It won't stay very well, but you could do it.
How did that come to your mind just then?
Because it's a seashell?
No, you just like you could put a thing in there like a piece of cotton with aromatherapy. I'm like, what? Wait, why is that the first thing your brain goes to?
What do you mean?
The aromatherapy thing.
What's wrong with that?
I never would have thought that.
Maybe
That
she's
that
used
doesn't
to
actually
things
sound
smelling.
that crazy.
He's amazed.
He's amazed that
I
you
don't
could
think
think of
Gunther's
other
ever-
senses, like smell.
Yeah.
Gunther has
I think-
never,
I mean,
he only
never
smells
smelled
feet.
anything pleasant on his body.
I smell things present on my body all the time, like my feet. They smell good.
That's why
Okay.
he
Why
keeps
you
so
are so
tall
tall to get away from them?
Okay, here we go. We're going to do the drawing now. Are you guys ready?
Drawing. Go.
Yes.
Wait. Put up the spinning thing.
Well, so
You just-
the random name picker, I put every single name. If you are on our Patreon, you are automatically entered. And then if you left a comment, then you are also automatically entered. You get a second entry for a maximum of 2. I put everybody's name in here, and then the name picker will pick 50 out of these to go onto the wheel. And then we will click the wheel.
Wheel of morality. Turn. Teach us the lesson we should learn. That's not a lesson. That's a person's name.
Today's winner is... No, this is not the Wheel of Morality. Today's winner is Rebecca Hefner. Congratulations, Rebecca.
Yay!
You are the winner of the seashell necklace.
I mean, that's a good thing.
You know, I suddenly was really glad for a second that we do not burst confetti while doing this, because imagine the mess we would have to clean up every single show if we did confetti. That'd be...
Famous Dana. Don't let them
Why
have
not just
confetti in my
reuse the
castle.
confetti?
What?
Because how would you get
What?
it? No. How? What?
Where do you think I
That's
got on the show? He was actually trying to put confetti back in a package.
No. But
It's like a puzzle.
if I had the superhero power that I want, which is to be able to automatically repackage things the way that they came originally packaged, then confetti would be awesome, because I could just be like, and it would go back in. Alas, telekinesis, not my thing. Like Christmas lights. Think about how great that would be. You unstring them, and then when you're ready to put them back, you're just like, boop, boop, boop. You wave your wand, and they just go right back in exactly the way they were before they came out.
So that actually happened this last Christmas. You waved your wand, and I made all the lights go back where they were supposed to go.
Yeah, it was my force power. One step removed. All right, you guys, are you ready to bring in tonight's artist? Yay, I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah.
All right. So it's MK Craft. Mike, I see you down there. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Well, welcome back, I guess I should say. Yeah, we're hot. It has been sweltering for the last 5 days. Today was a little bit cooler, but I think over the weekend it got up over 100 where we are. So it's been pretty.
Sweltering for the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know how that can be. I was up there when I was in the Navy, and one summer when we were actually in our home port of Everett, remember it hitting 98 a few days in a row, and it was just miserable.
Especially when you're right there by the water, and then things
Yeah.
get foggy, and
You're
so
like, I'm just gonna jump in. It's over.
it's over.
I'm sorry, no one should ever have to spend time in Everett.
I don't know how I feel about that comment right now, Count Morbid.
It's kind of stuffy up there. Just saying.
Man sakes. Well, so please, if you will, tell us a little bit about yourself and introduce yourself to the audience. And where are you from now? Since it obviously is not the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Well, hi, I'm Mike. I am the guy behind MK Crafts United States. I'm out of a suburb of Denver, Colorado. That's actually where I'm from. And yeah, I make a lot of things out of leather or some custom things out of foam craft. So a lot of props.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. A lot of cops and pros. The words are not happening.
It's been a week. It's all good. It's been a week. So, but yeah, I like making things, and it ended up being that some of the things that have become more popular are more Renaissance Festival and oriented type of items, which I'm more than good with because I enjoy that as well.
So do you have a home fair out there then in Colorado?
We do. It's the Colorado Renaissance Festival, and unfortunately, because of everything going on in the world right now, it was canceled this year.
Yes,
they were going to do a shortened season, and then everything spiked back up, and they just said, "Not this year, guys. Sorry."
Well, so how did you get into doing what you do?
So I've always been into making things, mostly out of like craft foam and making like cosplay items. About a year and a half ago, a friend of mine asked me if I could make her a costume from The Witcher, specifically for one of the mods for Ciri from The Witcher 3, which has a lot of armor, a lot of leather in it. And originally I tried to make the leather pieces look like, well, made out of foam, but made to look like leather, and I just wasn't happy with the result.
You better unbig him before he gets back because he's about to show us something.
I'll unbig him. Hold on.
Yep.
Oh,
so
that's
what
nice.
it was a gorget.
Oh.
A leather neck armor piece, and this is actual leather. This is what got me into doing all the leather craft to start with. But it's neck armor would go right here, and then it will have shoulder armor that'll attach to it over a foam breastplate.
Do you have things that are Gunther sized?
I can make them.
It's pretty big. That's what I asked.
Yeah. So this is what got me into it.
And that is like the original piece. You keep that because that is that's the thing that started it all.
No, actually, this is part of the costume. It's been a long process, mostly because there's a lot of chainmail involved as well, which I've been working on and spinning off, making the links, and then making parts of the fabric, and then eventually making the whole shirt for it.
Also do chainmail.
Yeah, that's not actually listed on my Etsy, but I'm working on some ideas that I have to incorporate it with like pouches or bracers. Just because it's a challenge. I like making things and like trying something new, and that was definitely a challenge when I started it.
So how long have you been doing this for?
The leather side, a little over a year and a half now, because I started with this and then kind of just jumped both feet into it, which a lot of people, if you ask seasoned leather crafters and leather workers, start small with like little items, smaller things like that. And I kind of went the opposite way and went, let's go full force.
It's kind of sounding like you though, with all of the I like to make things, and so I'm just gonna make it. So
yep.
It's really good work, especially if you just started making it. I was very impressed with that.
Yes.
Yep. This was actually my my very first full leather, fully lined. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up. But,
okay, let me embiggen you again.
Yep. So that's deerskin suede lined, just because I will be going on actual skin. So wanted it to be comfortable.
Yeah, you don't want it to be scratchy and too stiff and all the other things.
Nope.
So you do foam armor as well. Is this for like foam boffer sword kind of things, shields and whatnot?
I had an example around here. Yeah, I've got some of those in the works. This is actually part of one.
Ooh, let's see.
Yep. So more of like a Viking style shield. Just have to finish it out. It'll have two pieces, a couple boards in between to stabilize it because, well, foam.
Right.
Kind of flimsy by itself, but
yeah, but that's only its very beginning stages, so nothing ends up like that.
Nope. That's just the starting point. So
I recently had a foam smithing tutorial from one of the people in our kingdom to make my first foam boffer, and then I went.
It was hilarious.
Head to head in combat with Gunther, and I won. I completely won.
So, and I usually make things first run of it, and then friends or family end up with those. Sometimes not necessarily wanted, but I'm just like, here, have a thing.
Surprise! I made a thing for you.
Yeah, so one of my friends will probably end up with this, which will eventually get finished out and will be painted to look real. And
what? Oh my gosh, it's so cool!
Like, that's something that really wants only in pink.
So yeah, it'll be finished out. It'll be painted. I haven't really had any requests for a lot of these outside of like friends that know I make these things. Yeah, I'm always open to doing that.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and when it comes to stuff like this, I definitely like making things that'll light up. So, especially with the fantasy element where, you can...
So how did you do that? How does that light up thing work? Can you show us?
So it is actually LEDs that are glued into place, soldered. There's wires that run down the inside of the handle.
It's called electricity, Lolly.
There's the switch and battery case at the bottom. So it'll all be hidden. That way you can just click a switch and there you go.
Wow. That is so cool. I want more light up things.
But yeah.
I tried to light up your background. It doesn't work very well.
I just want to light up the kitchen so I can see to make food.
That's true.
So your kitchen.
I don't need weapons unless it's a
your
giant
kitchen doesn't have any lights in it.
She's become adept at cooking in the dark.
Out camping.
I see.
Stuff.
Which is why I have my bone.
And then yeah. So aside from the Ren Fair and fantasy items I have in my store on Etsy, I also make some things for like everyday use. So laptop bags that are kind of inspired by that style.
Yes, I was gonna say. I know that you have some of your work that you've brought today, and so let me embiggen you.
So this is actually a laptop bag big enough to hold a 17-inch laptop.
I want one of those.
Wow.
Yeah, pockets on the side so you can put like thumb drives or
chargers,
mouse, or or anything like that in there. Then there's a pocket in the front. Go with this. So there's that, and you can throw a charger or a small notebook or whatnot in there. Then you have the main pocket, which is mostly like a satchel, kind of just wide open.
Nice.
And there is a sleeve where your laptop goes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like how it looks all soft and pliable.
Yeah, there are different types of leather. So this one is actually the water buffalo. Pretty pliable, and that bag starts out as is something like this, and then put the pattern down on it, cut it out, punch holes, punch stitching holes, and assemble it. Depending on the size of the project, can be anywhere from an hour and a half to a couple weeks. So,
like all projects.
Just wondering, have you ever made anything like a bracer or some other thing for what I call a magic mirror, but basically some kind of case for a smartphone that you can wear as part of your garb? Like a bracer or a pouch?
I do have pouches actually. So one of my new ones and one of them that's part of the giveaway this week.
Oh,
this one, and it is pretty easy to get in and out of
something like
hand,
that. Okay.
Yeah,
it's very good. By the way, I don't mean to alarm you, but there's appears to be a headless torso behind you.
Oh yeah, no, look at someone.
It's about to catch you.
Yeah,
that would be the life cast that we made of my friend, so that I could actually make patterns for everything that I'm making for her off her body without actually having to have her here.
So you can have your friends with you all the time. That's a little spooky.
But they talk back less. They're
Without a head, yeah.
But yeah, so makes it easier to make patterns without actually having to have the person here.
I feel like that's such a very realistic. How did you even make that thing in the shape of someone's body like that?
So you quite literally duct tape around them on a shirt and with saran wrap pretty much covering any part of the skin so you don't get them with the duct tape. And once you have the form or up to where you're going to use covered, you literally cut off going up the back, and then you just patch it with more duct tape, cover the openings, and then you just use
stuffing.
Yeah, basically pillow stuffing from the craft store.
Okay, I'm just trying to let me get this straight. First, you saran wrap a person on their whole body, and then you duct tape a person on their whole body.
Except for the breathing parts.
Oh, yes.
Obviously not the head, because there's no head there.
In this case, the head and arms don't seem to be there. But
yeah, one of them's there. The other one, she didn't see the need to go both arms, so we just totally good with one.
This sounds like a fantastic beginning of a prank somewhere.
It sounds like a very odd conversation to have at Denny's.
Ooh, it's a good way to use an HOV lane.
Just don't get busted. Please turn the front on that.
It's actually a really good technique that I would have done on Gunther when making Gunther's costuming, except that I had Gunther right there that I could just say, here, try this on, and he could look at me annoyed and say, okay.
Except for I don't stand still either.
That's part of the making the costuming.
So you were about to show us something, a leather pouch of some sort?
Yes. So to answer Count Morbid's question, this is one of them that is phone and wallet size.
I mean to make you big.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. And it's got, so I think when I was on the last time I showed with one of my first designs, which not quite big enough for my phone because, well, I've got a Note 10 in a case itself. This one, however, holds it with absolutely no problem.
Wow.
In the pouch, it's big enough to hold that, and you have a long wallet or a bit of a bulkier wallet, you can throw it in there as well, and you're still going to have plenty of room. And the nice thing is, if your costume requires you to have one hand holding a prop or something, you can easily close that with one hand or open it with one hand.
Yeah.
So that looks like something I need because I carry all of my stuff and Fairy Princess Holly's stuff at times.
And it's a hard case, which is great. It means no squished phones.
It's made
No
out of
broken
leather,
mirrors.
so yeah. But it is definitely a belt pouch.
So that is this week. That is what the item that you're putting up for this week's giveaway.
Yep.
Well, that is amazing. That's a great prize. Once again, I cannot enter my own drawings, but boy, do I wish I could. Well, shall we take a look at your Etsy store here really quick?
Sure.
Okay. Let's do that, because I know you have some cool things in your Etsy store. Here we go.
Ooh.
Ta-da!
Yes.
Is leather your favorite material to work with, or are you starting to experiment and enjoy some other things?
So it's kind of the other way around. I started working with EVA foam and casting plastics, and kind of went towards the way of leather just because it's not very forgiving, to be honest. If you mess something up and you're halfway through a project and it's kind of a main piece, you either have to remake that piece on the fly, or you kind of have to start over again and use what you were using before for something else. So not always the most forgiving material, but it is fun to work with. At least that's what I think.
So what you're saying is it's not good to measure once and cut twice.
Right.
Measure once, measure twice, and cut once.
Exactly.
You know, I
feel like there's a lot of repurposing going to happen.
I would probably that. So tell me about these cool dragon guys. What are these?
Those are dragon masks, and those are actually sitting in my my kids' rooms right now. The masks I have photos of there are theirs. They can be made in any color. So say you're wanting to start a costume and you want something like that, and you don't like the white horns, but you want something that's more color centric to what your whole overall theme will be, it can be made that way. Like that one, it's all black. Yeah, it really just depends on the request from the person ordering.
Nice. Okay, tell me about. I'm having fun asking you to tell me about things now.
This is my favorite game, just so you know.
Tell me about this, because we did this one. This was a laptop bag. Tell me about this one, the Diesel Punk. What does ROs mean?
So he's actually a pattern designer. So some of those are tagged that way just to give him credit because they are his designs. I'm not taking credit for that. The only part I'm taking credit for is me putting in the work, actually making the item. So that is his design for one of his hip pouches. And he is a very awesome person. He has multiple groups. He's got his own pattern shop here on Etsy.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got some very distinctive designs, like the Plague Doctor and various hats, bags, obviously pouches and whatnot.
I like it.
Yeah, so that is actually a hidden pocket where you can slip a phone into or your wallet, and you don't have to take up space in the main pouch. And yeah, that is the main body. That is actually something I made for a friend, and because she showed it off and had a lot of interest, she directed people towards me. So that's what ended up becoming an actual item in my shop. Yeah, so there is zigzag stitching on one part of it, which is that stitching right there where it goes back and forth a little bit. Yeah, it's literally custom made to the person's waist and thigh measurements.
And then you can do these in all kinds of colors.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Is there a color selection?
Usually put it in the description. That way, when you're looking through the information on it, you can see that. Or if you have questions as far as colors and
right, please indicate the color you would like right here, so people can put that there. Let's see. And so these are your Plague Doctor masks. Let's hear about these.
Yep. So I actually have my wife's right here if you want to see it.
Okay, hold on. I will embiggen you.
So my wife's favorite color being green. This one is black and green, and this is
beautiful.
The stitched version with a little bit of a tweak to the detail because I do like the aesthetic and the challenge of the zigzag stitching, so I did that across the bridge of the nose on both sides.
Do you do all that by hand?
Yes.
Whew,
cut it out by hand, I dye it by hand, stitch everything by hand, and set all the rivets all by hand.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so in this one, I mean, it's got plenty of eyelets for ventilation. Which right now, I suppose, would not be the best thing if you're going out and about, but in normal times, it would be pretty comfortable to be wearing at a fair or any event.
I mean, I'm not wearing it right now. Just saying. I'm like, get people mad, but it's okay.
I think the grocery store is the perfect place for that.
It might remind somebody to cover their nose. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, people are supposed to stay quite a ways away from you. That might inspire them to actually do that, right?
Yeah, I've made some fun masks for my family where we've worn them out when we've had to go do errands, and you definitely get some odd looks, and you definitely get people kind of backing away, like, I don't know about that. So Costco trips are fun.
Wow, very crowded. It would seem like. So that would be a thing. Well, so just for everybody who's watching at home, the leather pouch, the cell phone pouch belt holder, I'm probably saying all those words out of order, but that is this week's giveaway from MK Crafts. And yes, right there, you can see it. Sure. And yes, and if you would like to be entered to win that, then this week's word is sweet corn. And after the show on YouTube, go and put the word sweet corn into the comments and you will be entered to win. And then also, of course, if you are one of our patronage on Patreon, you will also have an automatic entry. So you can have a maximum of 2 for that. And Mike, is there anything that you would like to show us? Anything else you've got there that you want to brag about today? This is the time. You get to brag as much as you want.
Yes, actually. So one of the things I have been considering doing is making some of these for the shop.
Ooh, Cal Morbid, check it out. This is kind of your thing. I see you moving around in the dark back there.
That is very pretty. Also, moving around in the dark is pretty much my job. It's like a hat corset.
Yeah, so this is a corset hat. This is one that my wife saw the design for, and well, now she has one.
So, if it's a corset hat, can I tighten it to show off my legs better?
Unfortunately not. However, it can be.
Okay.
These stitches could probably be tightened a little bit more than what I did just to make it draw in a bit.
That thing is awesome. Now, how do those size to a person's head?
Very carefully.
They're ordered.
And this is also another one of Diesel Punk's or Tony C's designs. It's just because of the work involved, I'm not sure it would be something that a lot of people would want once they see the cost.
But a good for a custom thing, right?
Yes, definitely so.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. But as far as sizing, it's pretty much the same way that you would size a ball cap, where you go around the back of your head all the way up to your brow right here. Just measure that, and there you go. So there's that.
So what is the best way for people to contact you with a custom idea for something to make?
I've had requests through Etsy where someone will see something in my shop, but they want it slightly modified, or they have an idea for something, but it's not something I already have. And it may turn out as one of the pouches that are in there. I have already been started on a design for it. And I just kind of need that little extra push to go, okay, here we go. It's a production item now. If you happen to go to my shop and you look at the older phone pouch design that I have, the black one in there actually turned out that way because it's something that I was kind of tooling around with. Didn't really have it to the point where I was going to put it on there. And then I had a request from someone through Etsy asking me if I could do the same thing as the brown one, only in a specific color and made that way. And
which one are we looking at?
Actually, I've just been meaning to get to that. So you can scroll down a little bit. That one right there below the. Yep.
This one?
Below that one, right below it.
Leather, belt, phone, and wallet?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That was my first design of that. And it was made from the same brown buffalo leather as a lot of the other pouches that you see in my shop. It's just somebody asked, hey, can you make this with this specific color? And like, well, yeah, I've been meaning to actually put that on there. I just haven't gotten around to it. So thank you for the push. And here you go.
Now, I have a question that's not directly related to the art of the crafting, but is related to your business, if I may. Like, since you've only been doing the leather part of this for a little over a year and a half, what is some good advice that you would have to give to somebody who wants to start doing Ren fairs or have their own merchant booth at Ren fairs? How would you suggest that they broach that?
So in all honesty, because I started so in between Ren fairs, I haven't actually done an actual Ren fair myself. I just get a lot of people contacting me locally or through my Etsy asking about things, or friends of friends, and that's kind of how I started out actually selling things. That said, look into your local Ren fair. If you want to do that, I would make sure that you've already got some proven items. Like one of mine happens to be this little guy. It's probably the most popular item in my shop.
Let's see. Let's make you big here. There we go.
So cute.
So, yep, just a little belt pouch you can throw keys into, or if you got like minimalist wallet or just a couple cards, you can throw them in there. Keep it on your belt, stay in character, and it's literally on you like a wallet would be, but you don't need pockets for it. So this one has actually sold the most out of my shop. Outside of that, I'd say just kind of talk to people that are in any of the Facebook or Instagram groups or any of the posts that you see. If you are trying to get in as a dealer, contact the people who are running your fair, your local Ren fair and or craft fair for that matter. Just say, hey, I'm interested in this. Like, what all do you require vendors to either do, or is there a fee? Because some places they'll actually have a fee that you have to pay to get in the door, to set up a table, to have your crafts on display, and to draw in more business that way. And it's also a bit of time, a fair amount of time actually. But if you're going to do something like that, you definitely want to build up your products, have a fair amount of them ready to go, because while you might not have somebody who's going to buy it right there at the fair, hand out a business card.
Yep.
Direct them to your website or your Etsy shop. That way you can actually still drive your business, even if you don't happen to sell as much as you were hoping to. You're still getting people interested, and you're still going, hey, here's me. This is what I make. If it's not something you can do right now, keep this information, come back to it.
Yeah, sometimes people just like to do the rounds and then decide later on the things they're going to get, or they have to prioritize. So always a good thing to do. So
yep, that would be me at any con. I'm that guy, so that's why I'm just like, yep, have business cards, just hand them out. Have your email address, your website, or your Etsy shop, or both, and yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight. Is there any last things you'd like to say before we let you go?
There's one thing I did not get to show off last time that I actually kind of wanted to.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is a fairly recent item in my shop, but it is a leather journal.
Ooh.
And it is refillable. So if you happen to have, let's see, what are they? The composition books.
Ah, yes.
So those actually, this is made specifically for that. And it will come with one completely clean and empty notebook to begin with. Because I'm pretty sure nobody wants any design notes or anything from me. So yes, that is one of my newer items that I actually like quite a bit.
I have found that it's a very clever way to keep madrigals and schedules whilst walking around either conventions. Well, madrigals aren't so much a convention thing, but schedules are. So
yeah, it's just keeping the schedules that would be the issue, right?
But yeah, and honestly, anything that's in my shop that anybody happens to go across and see, if there's anything that you have questions about, or you like the base design, but there's something that you just kind of want to have tweaked or whatnot, I'm more than open to that. So.
Well, so all the information is in the low bar there. So it's in the description on Facebook if you are to look into the descriptors, and then of course on YouTube, you have to just unhide, and you will see all of the information to find you on your Etsy store, and that will be there forevers and evers, and not planning on going anywhere. And then of course, once again, tonight's magic word is sweet corn, and so if you want to be entered to win the leather pouch for holding, well, I guess for cell phones, but you can put anything in it that you want, it will be yours. So if you are looking to be entered for that, put sweet corn into the YouTube comments after the show, and you will get your entry for that. So
yeah, and
it should totally come with directions that say don't put this in there.
So, and it will
just one thing, don't put it in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So the winner will actually get their choice of either antique brass or antique nickel.
Ooh.
So that's very cool. Very cool.
I would go for the brass myself, but all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and
thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great having you on the show and sharing all your work and experience. So,
what was it? 2 weeks ago, he was on Handmade Hope Shopping, so that you can see him on that too. Yeah.
Yes.
He was the very first one.
Yep. He was.
Because they saw his face first.
He had a snazzy hat on. I remember that.
Yep.
All of those are trademarked. You can click the little time, and it will take you right to where the vendor is. So, all right. Well, have a good night, Mike, and we'll talk to you soon.
I look forward to it. Thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was an awesome interview. Yes. Are you trying to say something, Ion?
Yep. I need to step out for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. You can do that. Shall I remove? Oh, I was going to remove him, but I guess he did it himself. So I don't get to kick anything. Just no kicking at all tonight. I'm really disappointed.
You were the one that was against violence.
No kicking on the starter. No kicking people out of the show.
No kicking Gunther in the shin.
No kicking Gunther in the shin.
Darn.
Although I'm of the opinion that if somebody were to try to kick you in the shins, that it would actually hurt their big toe more than it would hurt your shin.
I think if someone was to try to kick me in the shins, they'd have to figure out how to kick over their heads first.
You're not like that tall.
Did get you those new shin guards too.
I got some shin guards, yeah. I'm protected.
Well,
they were a Christmas present last year.
Famous Dana skinned 3 dragons to give me that.
They look really cool, like dragon scale.
All right. Once I get to go to a fair, someone will get to see them, yeah?
So
actually, as it happens, I am prepared to kick Gunther in the shins if I need to.
Do you have a step ladder?
Maybe he has a steel-toed boot.
He does have a step ladder.
He does have a step ladder.
He has a step ladder.
Yes, I'm prepared. If I need to kick Gunther in the shins, I am prepared.
That's how famous Dana usually gets at me, is on her step stool. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
It's good for the kitchen to get the top cabinet, since there's no Gunther here to get the dishes out.
It happens.
You're saying Gunther can be replaced with a step ladder?
I mean, allegedly.
No comment.
I would like to nominate my stepladder to be the next Baron.
Why don't you go ahead and name it the Baron of one of your areas down there in your county?
Yeah. You're saying they have to work their way up the ranks. They have to start as a squire or a knight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a bad joke. Work your way up the ranks of the stepladder.
Oh, rungs. Yeah. I should have said rungs. Yeah.
Oh.
Ha.
It's so terrible. Where's Ion here to enjoy it?
Missing this entire joke somehow.
like this is his thing. Oh, he came back just for it. See?
I'm sorry. Are you saying it? Are you saying it's kind of a reach?
Only if you're short like me.
So this brings us typically around to the news part of our show.
Yeah.
And, news or gossip? Which one should I do first? Or at least one thing of gossip, or before a news article or a gossip item. Which one should I do?
Oh no! Why am I terrified by this prospect? Oh, what do you want to do? Do you want to tell gossip or you want to do news? I do both. Why don't you tell us? Give us the news article. Hold on. Give us the news article to pick from, and while we're picking the news article, you can go ahead and read gossip.
Okay, so that is a good idea.
It is.
Well, the first news article is right out. We are not talking about this. I'm not even going to read that title out loud. Let's see. Okay, so I have to pick two news articles. Let's see.
Did I get banished again already?
What?
Wait. Oh, wait. No, that wasn't mine. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I'll still get the news articles.
Let's see. Oh, man. I don't know. There's so many of them. Okay. Trippy reverse waterfalls are seen flowing backwards in Australia. Trippy reverse waterfalls seen flowing backwards in Australia. That is article number 1. And let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. Why can't humans grow wings? That is article number 2. So if you want to hear about trippy reverse waterfalls, then Ion, do you have the timer? Oh, I'm trying. Are you okay? Ion has the timer. So if you would like to hear about trippy reverse waterfalls, then you must put number 1 into the comments now. And if you would like to hear why humans cannot grow wings, then you must put number 2 into the comments now. Go! Yes, you have until the timer runs out, and then we shall count the votes in the comments, and whichever one wins, that is the article that I shall read. And while we are waiting for the timer to run out on trippy reverse waterfalls, which is number 1, versus why humans can't grow wings, pressing the number 2, let's see. Gossip. Is it true that famous Dana the Boggin has a twin locked in her basement called the Boggin in the Iron Mask?
Would that be infamous, Dana?
Did that become infamous yet?
You guys don't understand that infamous Dana and famous Dana are the same person. And I don't have.
So you're saying in the basement there is no Dana, only Zool?
Only Zool.
No, she's saying what
and
she's saying is that there's no basement.
I apologize because you've probably heard that one quite often.
I like Zool.
I don't even know what Zool is. What is Zool?
There is no Dana, only Zool. I'm sorry about or she likes to sleep above the covers, 3 feet above the covers.
Well,
amazing.
Cross the streams.
I like.
No human being could stack books like that.
I like Marshmallow.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man can never hurt us.
Wait, what?
You know, when
Remember
they
the answer,
if you're a
whenever
god,
you ask if you're a god, it's always yes.
Yes,
You say yes, Ray.
Yes. That's it. That's your plan, Ray. Get them.
That's right.
Don't make me get the stepladder.
Okay, so we have one vote that I see for number 2. One vote for number 2. And so guess what? Cobble the Dragonfly Fairy, you win. Because you're the only one out there. So we are going.
There's a vote for number 2 here as well.
Yes, it was why can't humans grow wings? And
why can't humans grow wings?
Oh, we're about to find out.
I blame science.
Yes, and I should say also, before I get to reading on this, you guys will see going down there in the ticker, if you want to submit your own gossip or your own news tips, that is the link to go to right there, tinyurl.com/FAE News Tips, all one word. That's also actually in the low bar as well, so you could click on it there. But feel free to submit them over the next week, and we will add them to the list for next Wednesday. So here we go.
I think it's probably notable that things that do fly like birds don't have arms also.
I mean, did you write the article there, Ion?
Sorry. Should I spoil it?
I don't know yet, but now I'm kind of worried that you did, man.
Here we go. Humans, I was actually trying to think about whether or not there are creatures that have wings in addition to some other kind of appendage that isn't their legs. I mean, they might not be arms, but you know, they're insects, for example, right? Because how many leg things does a fly have on top of its wings, right? So, hi, Christina, great question. Humans are animals that have backbones. This means we're in a group called vertebrates, along with fish, amphibians such as frogs, reptiles, birds, and mammals. A long time ago, humans weren't around. We actually came from 500 million-year-old fish that had no arms, legs, or jaws. But slowly, from one fish parent to the next, they changed. Some started to grow arms and legs, and eventually leading to humans as they are today. These very slow changes, you know, I feel like this actually is lending so much credit to the dreams or nightmares of H.P. Lovecraft right now.
I was about to say, we were descended from Cthulhu then.
These very slow changes happen to all animals over millions of years in a process we call evolution. Every part of the human body and every other animal evolved in this way. 2 arms, 2 legs, a basic vertebrate body plan. Fish were the first vertebrates to have pairs of limbs. For humans, these are our arms and legs. Fish have pairs of fins at their front and back. A long time ago, some fish evolved bones in their fins, which would later then become human fingers. This pattern of having pairs of 2 limbs, 4 in total, resulted in the bodies that vertebrates have today.
So basically,
over this to how animals started to fly. Animals started to fly. Wings of flying vertebrates, such as birds, are simply modified arms to help them fly. You may have heard of petrosaurs, like something huge, flying creatures that lived. Like, why is that? What is this? Something huge. It's clickable. Okay, anyway. The flying creatures that lived at the same time as dinosaurs. Petrosaurs, or is it tetrasaur? It's like a topiary. It must be a pterosaur. I'm reading it wrong. Okay, a pterosaur also slowly formed their wings over many, many years. They did this by growing one long finger connecting a thin layer of skin called a membrane to the rest of their body.
That's an interesting thing to decide on.
One group of dinosaurs evolved into birds about 160 million years ago. This happened well after dinosaurs first gained feathers to help keep their bodies cool or warm as needed. Then, from one parent to the next, they slowly gained longer front arms to eventually make wings. That's actually kind of a cute little creature. Look at it. It's adorable. Let's see.
I'd be sure it's a raptor.
No, it says one extinct dinosaur called the Archaeopteryx looked a bit like a dinosaur and a bit like a bird too. It is often pointed to as an evolutionary link between today's birds and extinct feathered dinosaurs. So why didn't humans evolve to have wings? Well, now we're going to look at why humans can't grow wings. All the living things, including vertebrates, have genes. Ooh,
I mean,
I
I like my genes.
Smoky. Is it smoking?
Are you smoking?
I'm not smoking, no.
I may have accidentally murdered dinner.
Can you unmurder dinner? Because, or open the back door or something?
You went to go unmurder it.
A window? I don't know. My eyes are burning really bad. It's not okay. Oh.
So, meanwhile, back in France.
Yes, I'm having a really, really hard time reading because my eyes are super, super burning. Oh man.
You can be okay. Do I need to bring you a mask?
I feel like I need a fan as well.
Do you need a fan like the one that's in the door?
Anyway, all living all living things, including vertebrates, have genes. These are like little instruction booklets inside our bodies that decide how we grow and what our bodies do. We can't change what our genes do. For example, your genes are the reason your eyes may be burning right now, be black or brown or blue, but you can't control this. We also have genes like Hox genes. These make sure our bodies grow a certain way as we get older. For instance, while you might grow taller than your siblings, Hox genes make sure you only grow 2 arms and 2 legs, and not 8 legs like a spider. In fact, the spider's own Hox genes are what give it 8 legs. So one main reason humans can't grow wings is because our genes only let us grow arms and legs. But what if you were to splice genes together? Then would humans grow wings? And what if we did have wings though? Even if humans did have wings, we wouldn't be immediately able to fly. To fly, we would also need the right body size and metabolism. What?
Oh, I was just going to say, this reminds me, Poppy was telling me something similar about people, about taking spider silk, or the gene to create spider silk, and putting it into other animals like goats. So you could basically milk them for silk. And other animals that they were transferring the gene for creating spider silk.
You know, I wish
strange.
I understood how spiders created silk more, because have you ever got a hold of a spider just by the spider web?
I mean, I've gotten a face full of spider web before. Does that count?
No, I mean, if you've ever had a hold of a spider web and the spider is dangling off the end of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's as if, if you were to keep doing this, right, the spider can just keep dropping itself down. It's as if it never, ever, ever runs out of spider web. It's got an infinite supply, which makes me wonder, how exactly do the spiders create the spider webs that come out of them? I mean, how do they not run out of some sort of something that is the basic component of that?
I don't know that they don't. Just not quicker than you can let go of the spider.
I mean, that's fair. I guess that seems fair. Okay, yeah. I totally clicked off of it because I was tired. Whoa, and then it went on about dragons. Wait, what?
Yeah. It's one of those surprisingly weird articles, I think.
But what?
I know.
Okay. Nope. Okay, here we go. I am going to. Is Gunther actually planning on making a run at professional wrestling with Count Morbid as his manager? There's some gossip.
Count Morbid, what are you doing tonight?
I'll tell you what I'm doing, brother.
The answer is yes.
Does say that?
The answer is yes. In fact, it is happening.
I'm saying that we're gonna find these jabronis.
And we're gonna take their shoes, shine them up really nice, turn them sideways, and stick it right up their Rudy Poos.
They're Rudy Poo.
Do you smell what the Baron is cooking? Do you smell what the rock troll is cooking?
Yeah, that's right. We don't want the Baron.
The rock troll.
No, we can talk about somebody cooking, but currently.
I actually thought.
Oh yeah,
I
was gonna say cooking's gonna be Dana.
Yeah, that's
right
now.
Sadly, it's been a couple of decades. It's been a couple of decades since I've watched wrestling, so I don't remember any direct manager quotes anymore.
I mean, but you got the brother one.
I think the only one I actually remember.
Yes, I remembered Hulk Hogan, Lolly. I was gonna say I don't get points for remembering Hulk Hogan. Do not give me credit. Do not give me credit for remembering Hulk Hogan.
Why not?
I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, let me tell you, brother.
Low hanging fruit, or basically it's the one everyone knows.
I remember the pallbearer going, "Oh yes, my Undertaker," with the white face, just like yours. It's a thing.
I didn't realize that they got pro wrestling reception high up there in the mountains before you descended to join the rest of fairy civilization.
So you can actually look these up on WWEnetwork.com.
So we know that pro wrestlers are actually trolls, and whenever we experience earthquakes and thunder, it's because there's another pro wrestling troll tournament, a troll pro wrestling tournament. Is that it?
So actually, it was originally called troll wrestling, not pro wrestling. Just somebody distorted it and started pronouncing it wrong.
A different race tended to be the Flyers, though. I mean, the trolls clearly are the heavyweight class, but the trolls aren't usually in the cruiser or featherweight.
The lucha libres, if you will.
Yes. Trolls don't work from the top rope and do a lot of the backflips.
Yeah, that's not my scene. That's just me folding at that point.
I think that's pixies or something. Need halflings for that.
All right, here's our article choices. Are you guys ready? Are you back, Ion? Ion? Do I see you down there in the... I do. Okay. Okay. Thank you. My eyes really, it was killing me. So, do you have the timer? All right, thank you. And the articles, because these are just, okay. Experts believe they have found the lost American colony of Roanoke. That is number 1. If you want to hear about the found colony of Roanoke, press 1. If you want to hear about a Montana man who was arrested after his best-selling jerky was found to be made of human, then press number 2. So if you would like to hear about the found lost colony of Roanoke, press number 1. If you would like to hear about human beef jerky from Montana man, then press number 2. I guess as long as we're talking about humans, I figured we could do the thing. It's like there would just be 2. Mm-hmm. Yes. So Roanoke is number 1. Human meat beef jerky. I mean, I guess it's like human meat jerky. I don't even know. This is a red cap conversation. And we have no red caps here for this conversation this evening.
At least it's not fairy meat jerky.
I do know a red cap, though.
I do know where we can get fairy meat.
Well, I mean, I guess like all the fairies that we know. Okay, we have 2 votes for number 1 and 0 votes for Montana man's human meat jerky.
Nobody wants to hear about human cannibalism. Noted.
I mean,
it's Soylent Green jerky. Soylent Green jerky.
Really?
So here's the thing: is how did they even find that out, right?
I don't. That's not the article we're doing. So.
So Poppy says that
clearly somebody recognized the taste.
That's what I am trying to say. How did they figure that out? And then, yeah, that's not okay.
Gee, this tastes like long pork.
Wow. It's labeled as Eddie. I wonder who Eddie is.
Oh, man. Okay, so is the timer out?
Yes.
It is. Okay, so number one is the winning article, and that is experts believe they have found the lost colony of Roanoke. So let us go see what this is about.
I want to know where he lost it
I
at.
should go back to that Montana man because, you know, I mean,
You're interested.
We'll just see. Here we go. Experts believe they have found the lost American colony of Roanoke. Has the mystery of the lost Roanoke colony been solved? A local expert appears to have dug up compelling evidence. The disappearance of 115 people in the 16th century is an enduring puzzle of the New World. Did they simply leave, or did something terrible happen to them? Either way, the group was never seen again. Hatteras Island is thought to be one place the colonists went after abandoning their new home, which became Dare County, North Carolina. The island was formerly named after the Croatians, a Native American tribe who lived there. Emergency medical technician and part-time archaeologist. So EMT, but part-time archaeologist Scott Dawson is that's what I'm trying to say. Is one of today's residents.
I think they're being kind. I think they mean amateur.
Amateur archaeologist and EMT in Roanoke?
I mean, maybe he was an archaeologist and then he retired to be an EMT? I don't know.
Maybe he just likes carrying a whip and building a shovel.
He figured this is where Roanoke's pioneers wound up. All he had to do was prove it. Well, I mean, back in 2009, he and the University of Bristol's Mark Horton began exploring the area. Quoted by the Daily Mail, Horton says, massive political eruptions and disagreements and people walking out and things probably followed once Roanoke fell apart. This may have led to social splintering. I'm pretty confident one group at least, probably the pretty substantial part, came out to Hatteras Island, he adds. It took a few years, but in 2013, Dawson Horton and their team hit the artifact jackpot. Thousands of items were recovered from the island, many of them the Croatian tribe. However, parts of the trove can be connected to white settlers.
I'm just wondering why it says Croatian tribe. I thought they were Croatan tribe.
No, isn't there something about that word, like this picture is showing being carved on a tree or something? But I thought it was like
it's Croatan. It's Croatan, not Croatian. Croatian is a Slavic thing. Lots of basketballs come from
Croatoan. I'm reading it wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. A Croatoan tribe. Okay. What was found? Alongside tribal tools, weapons and beads were writing slates and an iron rapier. Most interestingly, some objects had been adapted for other uses. For example, a copper earring had been fashioned into a fishhook. I can't believe we found what we found, commented Dawson to the local news outlet, The Outer Banks Voice. It's kind of surreal. We not only found evidence of mixed architecture of houses, but also metallurgy, where they had blacksmith shops, and were also working in copper and lead. And this continued right on into the 1600s. It's hard to say how many, but a few dozen at least lived for a few decades down there in the villages and continued to work in metals. However, now the team believes that they've located the actual survivors' camp, quote unquote, where the colonists arrived on Hatteras before becoming assimilated with the Croatoan tribe. An archaeological dig was scheduled to confirm their analysis and bring up any artifacts to be found, but the current global health situation has delayed the final answers.
Darn you, COVID!
This is like hearing the beginning of the joke and not the end.
So what you're telling me is that that coronavirus actually caused lots of jokes to be told, but no endings to be had.
This is just, oh, this is terrible.
Are you mad? Are you mad, bro? Are you mad?
What? I'm just gonna. That's it.
Are you mad?
What?
Little angry, are you?
Yes.
Little upset?
I've been reading this article. It has made me mad, and I am done.
So the last 2 articles has made her mad, and she has gotten done. Is that right? She's so mad she left. Ion, tell her she's left.
You know you'll.
So today, with Gunther Hammerhands, I don't even know what's going on right now. You're experiencing technical difficulties.
Well, why don't you do one of those rumor things while we're waiting?
The rumor things. Let's see what we got for the rumor things.
I'm back. Haha. I didn't actually mean to do that.
I was going to do a rumor thing, but until you came back, but you're back now.
I really didn't mean to do that. I was just trying to close the article, and I completely pushed the whole wrong button, and here we are.
So what you're telling me is you were, in fact, mad, bro.
I was so mad.
Hold the lever, Kronk.
Why do we even have that lever?
Wrong lever.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. What could you go to your bearings now, Fairy Princess Holly?
Yes.
Where did you get them from? I need some bearings.
Oh, har har. That's not what I meant. Okay, let's see.
Are you being judgy?
Me?
Yeah.
No, okay, here we go. Is
News
it
article
true
number
that
1.
Ion the Leprechaun once wrote an autobiography? Let's see.
I think there's more to it than that.
It was really dry, though. Though throughout the book, he insisted he was about to get to the good part, but never did. And why did he do this to his adoring public?
So in the 4th grade.
Way back when. Oh, man.
Well, is it true? I mean, or are you saying that, yes, it's true, and it starts in the 4th grade?
No, that's where it ended, because that's when it happened.
He was going to give us the background information first, and then get to the good part.
Just get into the good
later.
part.
But so far, it's just been really dry. Like bad turkey.
It must not be in the Pacific Northwest, then.
I've not seen turkey up here yet. Is there turkey here?
Medieval wine windows are reopening, reviving the Italian plague tradition. So that will be article number 1.
You said that with a lot of enthusiasm.
Let's see. And how about a huge snake or dragon profiling Wisconsin's very own Nessie? So if you want to hear about medieval wine windows, press number 1. And if you want to hear about Wisconsin's Nessie, press number 2. Now is the time to do it. Ion, please start the timer. All right.
I was just happy that a buttload of wine is the actual thing.
Indeed it is.
I'm just happy I know the difference between cask and a casket.
Me too. A cask is a thing that... A cask is a thing that has a lot of liquid of some sort in it, like wine, and a casket is another sort of thing, a little bit smaller than a cask, that has a little less wine in it.
Well, they're...
I don't think it has any wine in it unless you're...
They would put people in the casks when they were at sea.
Well, that's fair. Preservatives.
Oh, gross.
Got some fleshy formaldehyde, do we?
Ugh. All right. So if you wanted to hear about number 1, which was the medieval wine windows, that's number 1, and then number 2 is Wisconsin's Nessie.
I think it's hilarious, the wine window.
We might have a tie. We have 1 vote for 2 and 1 vote for 1 so far. The timer is over halfway done. Let's see. What else is on the gossip list?
Lots of stuff on that gossip list.
Timer just ran out.
The timer just ran out. Let's see. I heard there was going to be a new fairy on the show, but their arrival has been disrupted by a group of lazy-eyed badgers having a dance of some sort with crooked-toed sloths. Is that even a thing? What is a crooked-toed sloth? Is that a real thing?
It's a sloth with a crooked toe, I would think.
It's a sloth. Yeah, with crooked toe.
Yeah.
Okay, Ion, what is your vote? Number 1 or number 2?
2.
Okay, Ion would like to hear about Wisconsin's Nessie. Count Morbid, what is your vote? Number 1 or number 2? Medieval wine windows or Wisconsin's Nessie? Count Morbid.
He's looking up crooked toe sloth.
What Ion said.
Ion said number 2. You vote every other day, and then today, nothing. You try to vote twice every other day. Baron Hammerhands, how about you? What is your vote?
I feel it's important to know about Nessie's cousin.
Nessie's cousin. Okay, so 3 votes. Famous Dana, what's yours?
Was all about the wine, but I guess it doesn't matter since there's a whole bunch of extra votes about the Wisconsin Nessie.
At this point, I do not think that...
It's a cheese-loving Nessie. How can you go wrong?
Yes, I'm sure she wants some wine as well.
Exactly. I'm with Dana. I want to read about the wine. But the Nessie wins, and so that is what we shall be reading up on. Here we go. Let me just pull it up. And here we go. A huge snake or dragon profiling Wisconsin's very own Nessie. Just about everyone knows that the Nessies... What?
Where's Wisconsin?
Was the Kingdom of Shimmering Waters, I think.
It's next to the state that looks like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm so confused.
That was Michigan.
They speak like they're from Wisconsin.
They're called
Let's see.
What you reading?
Okay. I'm reading. Okay. Everyone knows that the Nessies live in Loch Ness, Scotland. If you're into the field of cryptozoology, you'll also know that Lake Champlain, a natural freshwater lake in North America, mainly within the borders of the United States, but also across the Canada-US border. The Canada-US border.
Is that because they're Canadians? They're Canadian?
Into the Canadian province of Quebec. See? There's great fishing in Quebec.
I love fishing in Quebec. No one else? Fine.
Oh, I'm glad you got it, Gunther. Okay. Is home to the monster or monsters known as Champ. And the Ogapogos lurks in the waters of Okanagan Lake, Canada. They are, without doubt, the most famous water-based monsters on the planet. But what about the high strangeness that has gone down in Wisconsin's Lake Mendota? The stories concerning monsters at Lake Mendota are far less well known than those of their Canadian and Scottish cousins, but that doesn't mean that they are any less important. With that said, let's take a look at the data. Richard Freeman is a former zookeeper and adventurer and an explorer. Rich generously shared with me his findings on what has gone on in Wisconsin. He told me, in one of my earliest blogs, I wrote about cryptid material turning up in museums and the possibility of unlabeled or lost material in collections around the world. In the state of Wisconsin, some strange material, possibly related to a lake monster, was uncovered not once but twice. The Winnebago Indians. I thought a Winnebago, man, it's really bad that there's a car that's named a Winnebago. I didn't know that was a.
It's not a car, it's an RV.
What?
It's an RV, not a car.
Well, a vehicle.
Okay, fair enough.
The Winnebago Indians believed in two distinct types of dragon-like monster inhabiting lakes. The Tzexi.
So I know how to stop you. Give you Native American names.
Was a paranormal entity and was evil. I'm just gonna like click that link real quick. Oh, whoa, that takes me to an encyclopedic looking thing. Let's see. And the Winnebago was flesh and blood and benign. There are a number of monster lakes in the state, but this story is linked to two in particular.
Right.
I'm just.
The Winnebago is clearly related to clowns.
You know that's really bad, Ian, because I was thinking that same thing, and just kept it to myself. You had to go there.
Oh my God!
I had the exact same bloody thought.
They all float.
They all float down there.
Oh, that was terrible.
That was amazing.
No, that was terrible. Rich continued to me. Lake Mendota is close to Wisconsin's capital, Madison. Sightings of the creatures date back to the 1860s. W.J. Park and his wife were boating on the lake when they came across what looked like a large log. Mr. Park poked the log, which dived, churning up the water. Lake Mendota is linked to Lake Monona, via the Yahara River. Monsters are seen here, too. In July, can't they be crocodiles? I mean,
I'm just wondering, like, if monsters are seen in all these places, why aren't there scorpions here?
Alligators are in North America. Crocodiles are elsewhere.
See, I tried to tell that once. She didn't do anything.
I thought crocodiles were in Florida.
No, alligators are. Crocodiles are usually saltwater.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be too cold?
No. They're in Australia.
Okay. Guys, listen up, because there's an easy way to tell the difference between alligators and crocodiles. One of them you will see later, and the other one you will see in a while.
After a while, see you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. I got that joke.
Oh no, she's starting to get jokes.
Okay. Who explained it to her? Somebody must have sent her a text.
Knew it was coming. Foretold it even.
It's all Dr. Seuss. She's an expert on that.
Well, that's true.
Let's see.
That's not Dr. Seuss.
Apparently, Cal Morbid's an expert on Dr. Seuss, too.
Oh, no. Your reputation's just going to get shot now, buddy.
Okay, so let's see. In July of 1892, Darwin Boehmer and a friend. Okay, wait. There's like account after account after account. Okay, I don't want to read all of them. A lot of people. Let's see.
She's trying to find a place where they're not counting things anymore, I think.
Let's see. The same year, whatever the most recent year we referenced here was, I guess 1917. In 1917, let's see, a young couple were sunning themselves by the pier at Lake Mendota. As they lay on their backs and hung their feet over the edge, the girl felt something tickle the sole of her bare foot and thought it was her boyfriend. However, on turning over, she saw what she called a huge snake or dragon in the water. The couple fled to a nearby fraternity house. That year, piers were damaged and boats were overturned. The monster was blamed. Shortly before that wave of sightings, a large, thick scale was washed up on the shore near Picnic Point. It was sent to the University of Wisconsin, where it baffled experts. The State Historical Society records that one anonymous professor believed it was from a sea serpent. Part of the lake was dredged back in 1890 near Old Brick Park. and some massive vertebrae were uncovered. The scale might have come from a sturgeon, and the bones may well have been fossils, but one would have thought that a university professor would have recognized these.
I mean, not in that time necessarily.
In 1890 or 1920 or whatever. It might be interesting to inquire if the scale is still in the possession of the University of Wisconsin and whether the State Historical Society recorded what became of the bones, as well as if they were ever examined properly. If there are any readers in Wisconsin that fancy pursuing this, it might be a worthwhile endeavor. I mean, I wonder, it can't be that hard to call them up.
Do we have anybody in Wisconsin that wants to look this up for us?
That would actually be sort of cool if somebody in Wisconsin were to reach out and contact, what was it, the University of Wisconsin? Yes, University of or State Historical Society.
Be like, hey, a bunch of fairies want to know if you have serpent bones. Show us.
Man, I just.
Or would they get away with those scales?
I don't even know right now. What? All right, you guys. Let's see. Well, I heard famous Dana the Boggin was so good with her spoon, she can hit a cyclops between the eye.
That is amazing. And fairly accurate. I've seen her do it.
You know a cyclops?
It also works on
Not anymore.
backsides.
It works on what else?
Children's backsides.
Oh, that's true too. I knew a cyclops. I mean, knew one. I don't know him now. He doesn't have an eye. He's missing an eye. Can't call him a cyclops. He's missing an eye, can he?
You know, there's a reason why I use a spoon.
Why is that?
Because it hurts more.
It hurts more, you twit.
Okay, you guys, we have 10 minutes left.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a three-way vote. It'll be between number 1, trippy reverse waterfalls. Number 2, Montana Man with the human beef jerky. And number 3 will be medieval wine windows. So number 1 is trippy reverse waterfalls. Number 2 is Montana Man. And number 3 is medieval wine windows. Put your votes in, and Ion, will you please start the timer? Yes. A three-way vote. These are all the articles that lost, and now they're competing with each other to see which one will win. I'm kind of torn between reverse waterfalls and Montana Man with human beef jerky, to be honest. So, okay, we have one vote for number 3.
I kind of wonder why, Montana. I don't know, man. It's like kind of close to Fargo, isn't it?
Okay,
I happen to know from people on the internet that everything in Australia is upside down, so of course the waterfalls go up.
Okay, I'm putting my vote in. My vote is for number 2.
What's number 2 again?
Number 2 is for the human beef jerky.
You could not let it go.
I really want to hear about Montana Man and his cannibalistic jerky. That's just what's crazy. And number 3 is for the medieval wine windows. So we have 1 vote for 3 medieval wine windows and 1 vote for 2. You guys better get your votes in.
Is there somebody that is super going to Italy to partake in the wine windows? So I'm thinking that's why it's important.
I don't know. Okay, is the timer up, Ion?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What is your vote? Oh, you voted for number 2. Okay. Count Morbid, what do you vote for?
2.
Baron Hammerhands, what do you vote for?
I want to hear about beef jerky in Montana.
Famous Dana?
Why?
She still wants to hear about wine. I mean, it's fair. That's fair. Okay, here we go. Crazy, like,
At least you have
human.
your priorities straight there, famous Dana.
Let's see.
What?
I mean, knowing about wine is important. You got your priorities straight. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and here we go. Montana man arrested. Best-selling man. Look at that guy's ears.
Looks chewy.
Those are very large ears.
I hear that happens when they get older.
It's true that the male ears never stop growing throughout the course of their life, but wow. So he must be very old.
200.
Okay, Montana man arrested after his best-selling jerky is found to be made of human meat. Butte, Montana. 72-year-old Shep Arnold has been arrested for selling dehydrated human meat, aka jerky, at his general store, Shep's Goods. Well, not all Shep's Goods are good. I mean, and who was the person? I mean, what? Arnold has been running his store for the last 35 years, and over time, there became a cult following for his distinctive jerky. Most everyone who had the opportunity to visit Butte would go get some of Shep's jerky. It just so happened that an executive from Jack Link's was staying in Butte for a family event. He decided to purchase some of Shep's jerky and take it back to work and see if anyone there could see what it is that made Shep's jerky so special. Well,
he got routed out by the competition.
The jerky made its way back to the Jack Link's factory. It was given to the in-house scientist to run tests in hopes of deciphering what ingredients Arnold was using for his jerky. What they didn't expect was that the meat wasn't that of a cow, but of a human. Tests were ran by an independent lab to verify the results by Jack Link's. Again, human meat. What? Local authorities arrested Arnold on suspicion of using human meat for his jerky that he sold to the public, and police needed to find the supply of his meat. Well, yes, but 35 years? There is no way one person lasted 35 years.
That dude just did.
Turns out, about once a year in the summer, Shep hires a new helper for his store. Oh boy. Summer is a busy time, and I can use the extra help for a few months, said Arnold. What he neglected to say, but later was found out by authorities, is that 3 of these men have been reported missing.
Only 3 of them, though. How long has he been running the store?
35 years.
They weren't
jerky
missed.
lasts a long time.
They weren't missed.
It doesn't take much for the Butte authorities to put 2 and 2 together and place Shep Arnold under arrest for making and selling the human meat. While locked up, authorities hope to connect the missing men via DNA extract from the jerky to known samples of the missing men. As more is revealed, we will update this story. This is like that current? What was the date on this? February 21st, 2020. So that was earlier this year. Let's see. Let's see if there are more stories out there that are updates on this. I mean, what?
No.
Let's see. Oh, wait.
See, here I would do a search on Shep Arnold.
That's gross.
Well, so here we have a fact check that says a Montana man did not sell jerky made of human meat. Let's see. It says the story was published on a satirical site called Rings, which includes this tagline, probably the best satire site ever.
So
okay.
Nobody was selling human meat. Somebody made this up.
Yes. All lies, 100%. I'm not sure if I'm relieved or disappointed is the problem. I'm really conflicted here.
Should have known when the name of his store was Uber Arf.
It's not funny.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
I had a very good reason to believe that that was legitimate.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't know.
You
guys.
Hey, what's the name of that movie that has the Ghostbusters song?
Oh, no.
Ghostbusters?
Look, you could name a movie.
What? Is that a trick
Who are you going to call?
Are you growling?
I'm growling.
You sound very cute when you growl. Or like a frog. Sometimes like a frog. Yeah.
Or like you're stopped up.
I sound like a frog.
Yeah.
I do not sound like
a frog.
No, I don't. I don't sound like a frog.
And that's how you
All right,
growl.
you guys. It is 9:29. That brings us to the end of our show tonight. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button before you go and share with all of your friends. Today is Wednesday. We will see you back here on Friday for author reads. So in 2 days, it's 2 p.m. Pacific. And this week's author is G. Scott Huggins. So we're looking forward to it. He has recently actually just won an award for one of his books. So looking forward to having him on the show. And then, of course, on Sunday, we will be back with our regular handmade home shopping. And I hope that the rest of that all of you guys have a great week. Remember, if you do want to submit any kind of news articles or gossip, there are links in the low bar, and you can do that there. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good evening. And we shall see you anon.
Sweet corn.
What's anon?
Yes.
Corn.
No, sweet corn is the magic word. Put it into the comments on YouTube after the show if you want to be entered to win the awesome leather pouch from NK Leather Crafts.
What's anon?
Candy corn. Candy corn.
No.
Popcorn.
You know what? I'm gonna make it candy corn in October.
No,
Cornbread.
What's anon? Why am I not? There's information I'm missing.
Anon is a river, someplace by